So now the second half of our doubleheader from Chandler Gilbert. It's Scott Smith and the Lady Coyotes taking on the Glendale Gauchos, and the Gauchos are being introduced right now. The Coyotes coming in with a record of 3-9, coming up a tough stretch. Matt, I'm joined by Matt McCurdy, analyzing this one for us, and a very tough stretch. And you face number 6 Scottsdale, a 6-2 loss. Scottsdale so improved, and then of course running into a gauntlet facing number 5 Phoenix College, a 6-0 loss there. So now the team gets to come home and regroup a little bit, and hopefully the home environment, getting to go to school and not having to get in a bus and travel to the other side of the valley or somewhere else, another location, visiting teams arena will do the team good.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting for them to be back on the home field and playing their game. And, you know, looking at their last few tough losses, I look back on their game against Paradise Valley and that win, looking at Glendale's win against Paradise Valley, our team scoring a little bit higher than Glendale. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up tonight.
Coyotes being introduced. And in between the pipes for the Coyotes will be Tatum Lawley, freshman forward, Ari Delgado Romero, midfielder Kendall Harris, the sophomore, Megan Castle, a forward, a sophomore, number 6. Number 8, forward Paisley Leitzel has been a pleasant surprise for the team. Sophomore, number 11, number forward, Leah Aguilar in her sophomore season. Cadence Turner, valuable part of that defensive attacking back row. Carly Cush also getting work on that back end. Number 19, Adair Van Tool. Number 27, Peyton Whipple, who's provided some sparks offensively. And midfielder Faith Rana, number 77. And that is your Coyotes starting lineup. Glendale just introduced a short time ago, and we'll knock them down for you. Goaltender Kaylin Randazzo leads the league in saves. Number 3, Debney Navarro, a sophomore defender. Number 5, Jasmine Tafola, freshman defender. Number 7, Edith Delgado, sophomore midfielder. Number 9, Luvia Ramirez, a freshman sophomore. A forward sophomore, I should say. Number 13, Taylor Olness, freshman midfielder. Number 14, Jordan Olson, sophomore forward. Number 15, Kayla James, a sophomore midfielder / defender. Number 17, Madison Medivir, a sophomore defender. Number 20, Isabella Comanero, freshman midfielder. And number 23, Cassandra Celestino, a freshman forward. Coyotes, of course, decked out in the white and teal. Glendale in the visiting red. Gauchos, as we mentioned, record of 7-6. They're coming off a hard 2-1 home loss to Pima. Luvia Ramirez leads the team with 8 goals, and Jaden Rolas has 5. Randazzo, we talked about how good she is. League high 132 saves.
Wow.
So something to be said there. She has a 132 saves, but that also means that there's a lot of opportunities, that a lot of forwards and midfielders are sliding past the defenders, and that back end might be a little leaky that the Coyotes might be able to exploit. Paisley Leitzel leads the team, the Coyotes, in goals, and Megan Castle and Brinley Smith with 3 apiece. Tatum Lawley ranked 3rd in league with 100 saves. And we talk about Paisley Leitzel, 5 goals on the year, 3 assists, a physical force. Coyotes led by Scott Smith, his assistant coaches, Andy Barber, Brett Miskell, and Matt Smith, his older brother. On the other side, Coyotes have scored 21 goals, averaging almost 2 goals, 10 shots per game, allowing almost 3 goals per contest. Gauchos with a lot of firepower. We talked about Ramirez, Raul with 5 goals, Edith Delgado with 4, Cassandra Celestino and Gabby Madrana with 3 apiece. So a highly capable Glendale team. They're led by head coach Adam Zemanowicz. Zemanowicz. And I apologize for butchering that name now 3 times. So here we go as this one is underway. Lights are winning that battle at midfield. Kendall Harris. Kendall Harris, if you haven't watched any Coyote soccer, she's a bulldog. She's out there and she battles hard. She's physical. She's kind of like Jake Sampson on the men's side. Really goes out, physical, provides a determined force on that attacking back row. Gauchos have scored 30 goals, score over 2 goals, and allow over 2 goals a game, putting up 6 shots. Leitzel right side. She'll let it rip, and that is work to the side, but a good strike by Paisley. Good rip. First shot for the Coyotes in this one. And the good thing, or the moments of right out of the gates, is for the Coyotes to provide a good offensive execution, build some confidence early to exploit Glendale and maybe get an early goal and build on that. Last time they faced, Coyotes lost at Glendale 1-0. Jaden Rollis, her goal was the difference. Coyotes outshot Glendale 13-6 in that one, but soccer really is about what drops and what doesn't, and that one game did not fall for the Coyotes. Around the league tonight, College of Southern Nevada at Cochise, Gateway at PV, Phoenix College at South Mountain, Mojave, at Arizona Western, Yavapai at Eastern Arizona, Mesa at Scottsdale, and of course the matchup you're seeing on the live stream as we speak. We look at the league standings, so tight in Region 2. Phoenix College 12-1, Pima 11-2, Scottsdale so improved 11-2, Glendale 7-6, Mesa 5-7, Chandler Gilbert 3-9, PV 1-11, Gateway 0-12, and on the other side, Arizona Western comfortably leading the D1 side of the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference with an 11-0 conference record. National rankings: Phoenix College 5, Scottsdale 6, Pima 8. That's just how good this side of the division is. I mean, it's a non-stop assault of the senses. You got to show up and play, or you'll get it handed to you every single time. On the D1 side of the bracket, Arizona Western checks in at number 4. Navarro College ranked number 1 overall. Now, Matt, I was going to make a big kind of senior night kind of speech for both the men's and women's, but it's really not really senior night because Saturday their matches at Gateway were moved here. So they won't consider it senior night, but it will be officially their last home game in front of the home crowd. The Coyotes on both sides will be the visiting teams, but so if you want to catch these young ladies, sophomores that are out here like Kendall Harris and Megan Castle and the rest of these young ladies, Emily Greska, of course, Leah Alvarez, Cadence Turner, Faith Rana, Sam Hogg, that is, to come out here and get to see these young ladies one more time, and same as the men. They beat Gateway 7-0. Briley Smith had a couple goals. 6 different players scored, so that's going to be a really good opportunity for the Coyotes to potentially end the season on a upside, and for the men, they get another shot against Gateway. They led Gateway late in the previous matchup 2-0, and then all of a sudden Gateway scored 3 late goals. It was just a crippling heartbreaker for Hector Brasino and his team. 5 minutes into this one, no score, as these two teams playing for so much. Chandler Gilbert trying to end the season on a positive note and get a payback for an early loss to Glendale. Coyotes defensively, they've been strong all season. Just really, it's come down to not enough firepower. And when we kind of talked about the rankings, Matt, look, you're playing Phoenix College, you're playing Scottsdale, you're playing Pima, and these teams are just ranked and they're good. And the Coyotes just going forward have to find ways to be able to attack the net and put more pressure on the opposing goaltenders.
Well, Joe, I like what you mentioned earlier where they came out strong. They've already taken a couple shots off the into the net a few times tonight already. So I think this is a team, the Coyotes, as you mentioned, when they really go strong in attacking, maybe get a little bit of steam under their belt, they can start to score and really put them on the board. It's just about getting that early lead and really feeling it. And I think Glendale's a team they can really compete against.
Oh, Glendale, as we mentioned, as far as their place in the soccer standings, they've secured the 4th spot. So if the playoffs, Glendale works the middle, the crossing pass, and that was a good one. And just tumbling on her own feet was Luvia Ramirez. But Ramirez had a good look, and she had a point blank at Tatum Lally, and Tatum will come up from the 6 and secure the knock from the outside by Edith Delgado. So Glendale making some noise on that possession, and they get their first really good look of the night by Delgado. So if the playoffs started today, Glendale would be facing Phoenix College in the first round. And then it's Pima and Scottsdale, and that's a toss-up. And I like the way Scottsdale is playing. They picked up a really good midfielder piece from Seton Catholic, a young lady I covered in my time while she was at Seton, a young lady named Riley Kelly, who's just a bulldog. She is, when Riley steps on the field, she's always probably as good as any athlete on the field, but she's physical and determined, and that's the big difference on both the men's side and the women's side, is that physical determination and toughness to give it all out and being able to lock someone up and in some cases too, in most cases, blow by them and not just defend, but counterattack and go on the offensive and turn a defensive moment into an offensive possession.
Absolutely.
And Scottsdale has really done that this year, and they've really turned the tide. Giving a chase in the corner. Coyotes working it. Shot is up, and shot is good from the outside. A blast from the outside, and the Coyotes take the lead. Megan Castle with the blast. And the captain gets it done, and the Coyotes with a 1-0 lead. Megan Castle, 10 minutes into this one. And give the assist to Aaliyah Alvarez. And what a great start for the Coyotes. Megan, the young lady who has really bled the teal and white here on campus, a captain, and young lady who's overcome a knee injury in her time here. So that's a good positive moment for her as she knocks it in, and for her 4th goal of the season. And we've talked about the positive start. We saw that with Leitzel on the shot on goal that was over the crossbar, and now it's Megan Castle providing a good moment with the Coyotes with their early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you can really feel the Coyotes coming out with a nice energy here in the first part of the game. I mean, attacking early, even the back end on defense, they're really locking it down. Overall, they're playing intense ball and really bringing it to the Gauchos.
And that's really good to see for this team that has played really well on the back end. They've kind of similar tales on the men's and women's side. They've been so good in the back end, just not enough scoring punch, and it's one of those things where a lot of the players last year, if they would have returned, this team, the dynamic and the makeup of this team would be that much better. And Coach Smith is working with the young personality he has, and he has a lot of young players and a lot of new faces like Delgado Romero and Paisley Leitzel, Kendall Harris coming up, chips it across, and Leah and Megan on that side try to cross it over to Aaliyah in the middle. This is knocked right into the arms of the goaltender Randazzo. And the Coyotes beat Randazzo early on the goal by Megan Castle, and when they beat Randazzo, they beat the league's best. Randazzo once again leading the league in saves, but once again, it's the talk of a lot of save opportunities. It's also, is that back end working hard enough? Now it's Glendale racing upfield. Lulia Ramirez, and that's chipped away. Devney Navarro works it to Ramirez in that left corner. Tries to cross it into the easy arms of Tatum Lally. Sophomore winding down her time, and Tatum is always a great one to talk to. It's been a great face for the program. Leitzel working up that right side. And Paisley Leitzel just looks like a Division I athlete. Tall, lanky, athletic, not afraid to use her size. Ari Romero Delgado has it taken away. Kendall Harris off the chip, saves it, and works it on that left flank. Faith Rana giving a brief chase, and Coyotes about to make multiple substitutions. Isabella Misquez checking in, as well as Brinley Smith and Emily Grexa. Emily played her high school ball at Perry High right down the road. And a player is down for Chandler Gilbert in that corner. Breaking out the binoculars, and it's Kendall Harris being looked at. Maybe just some momentary cramps trying to stretch it out. And she is back up and walking it off. And Kendall Harris is a tough kid. She's a physical force out there and works hard, and off the throw-in. Coyotes doing a good job. And now the substitutions are in. Leah Aguilar checking out. Leah, captain on this team, has been a great face for this program. Off the throw-in, Faith works it over to Brinley Smith. Now it's punched up the field. And Glendale, Devney Navarro works that sidelines. Navarro, and it's once again Glendale at about the midfield mark, controlling the pace. And one of my favorites, Isabella Misquez, who has a lot of personality. The freshman who's getting a lot of time in this season to showcase her ability and learn about the ins and outs of playing in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, which is a top-notch soccer conference, as we stated about the teams in it. Playoffs will be incredible. And we talk about the course that Phoenix College would take on Glendale, but your 2-3 matchup is going to be Pima and Scottsdale. And they're both tied at 11-2. Of course, it's probably going to come down to head-to-head. So that will be a fierce battle. And then, of course, Glendale will be looking for the potential upset of Phoenix College, and that's going to be a David versus Goliath matchup. And we wish both sides the very best and all the teams that in the postseason and go on to the National Junior College Tournament to go as far as they can and represent the schools and the conference with the greatest desire and sportsmanlike conduct along the way.
Well, Joe, you mentioned that desire, that drive, you know, in such a talented conference like this one, even CGCC, a team that really has played good, a men's team and the women's team. We've talked with some of the players about how they've improved over from last season to this season. And it's tough when you don't have the results necessary to show it, but when talking to players, right, we love the dedication and even the buy-in to the culture that they've really taken for this team, and it's shown on the field this season.
For Scott Smith and his team, they've been Brinley Smith on the right side, Brinley. And that is just scooped up barely by Randazzo. Randazzo, if that ball is a split second later, Brinley would have had an opportunity and Randazzo would have had to defend the pipes between the six. Instead, it's cleared out and now it's ping-ponged back and forth. Exciting time on campus. Basketball season right around the corner. Matt and myself will be calling the men's and women's action over at the Coyotes Center. Both teams hard at work, getting ready. The women are scrimmaging tomorrow night. Gonna go catch a little bit of that as they get ready for their new campaign. Gotta love the transition from volleyball to soccer to basketball, and then in the spring, baseball and softball, along with golf. Work that left side. Debbie Navarro. Navarro trying to turn the corner. Navarro has that knocked away. That back row. The Coyotes doing just enough. But it's going to set up a corner for Glendale. $18 minutes. Point blank inside the 6 and knocked away. Glendale showing a lot of aggressiveness. They've really picked it up here in the last minute or two. A team that is now in postseason mode. They are getting ready for their final stretch. So some would say they could come here and mail it in, but that's not the case. They have to play well. They have to start elevating their play because soon enough, they're taking on the juggernaut. And that juggernaut shows no mercy in Phoenix College. Phoenix College is like the Terminator. Has no fear, has no remorse, has no pity. Comes at you full throttle and expects to win and scores mercifully one after another. Isabella. Cross, a good one, intercepted by Glendale. Punched up, Faith giving chase. Faith putting good pressure on the ball. Faith wins that battle. Ari Delgado. Intercepted by the back end of the Gauchos. Good momentum switch for the Coyotes for a split second or two to change the course of the field. They lead 1-0 on a Megan Castle goal 10 minutes into this one. Call it the 35-minute mark. Ellen Kreska gets it across. This one booted up the field. On the back end, Cadence Turner. KD, who has been such a strong force in that back end ever since he stepped on campus. And they call the foul against Brinley on that sidelines. And that was kind of like the slight glaze. That was kind of like the, you know, kind of like the phantom foul, right? I mean, we've seen some fouls worth calling. And that was kind of like, really? Delgado shoots it over looking for Megan on that left side. Megan giving chase. Already with 1 goal on the night. About to check in, Leslie Martinez. Leslie Martinez scored her first collegiate goal a little while back against Gateway in that 7-0 win. And her eyes were so bright. She was so happy. We talked to her afterwards, and she's right in front of us right now, big smile on her face. And she's getting ready to show what she can do. And that's the beautiful thing about these young athletes that step on campus. You know, it's all about them playing at a high level, enjoying themselves, and enjoying being a collegiate athlete. And along the way, Matt, you know, there's a lot of responsibilities that go along. Long practices, you balance practice time, athletics, you balance and that's a good rip by Ari Delgado. And they have to balance the athletic part as well as the academic part.
Right.
And let's factor in how difficult that is when you're nonstop practicing, and then you got to worry about going to class, and you got to worry about studying, and it's no easy chore.
Absolutely.
Some people think, it's just great to be a college athlete. No, there's a lot of responsibilities that go along with that. There's such the time management factor. I mean, look, as adults, we deal with it in our life every day. We have to think about getting to point A to point B, and then of course of our whatever occupations we have, trying to get all those things done.
Right.
The daily responsibilities of executing our jobs at high levels, right? To keep employed and so forth. So these young athletes, of course, stepping on this campus and learning how to be student athletes, and of course learning how to be adults and growing into those. And Scott Smith doing a tremendous job, not just building great soccer players, but building young, successful ladies and giving them a chance at life, and his coaching staff as well as the rest of the programs here at Chandler Gilbert, led by Athletic Director Russ Luce, and that permeates succeeding and success and just a good, healthy environment for all the athletes. If you haven't been in the Coyotes Center, one of the premier arenas in the junior college circuit. Second floor, state of the art. It's kind of like a great student lounge for the athletes to study, take it easy, and can even watch a basketball or volleyball match from the upper level. Just fantastic facility, brand new weight room downstairs. And so when those young athletes are thinking about what junior college they might want to explore, they should take a look at Chandler Gilbert, and they won't be dissatisfied by the amenities on campus, because there's plenty. Set piece opportunity, and that goes right into the arms of Randazzo, but an excellent rip from the outside. Just a quality boot. A good, healthy rip by Peyton Whipple.
So far, Joe, really impressed and glad to see the execution offensively from the Coyotes.
And now, for the first time tonight, Matt, we can start to feel a little bit of a nip in the air.
Yeah.
It's getting a little chilly. And, you know, for the first game, absolute gorgeous temperatures. But as you stay out here and then you realize, man, maybe I should have brought that jacket. maybe that long sleeve shirt would have been a good thing.
Exactly.
And you don't really think much of it if you're only out for like 5-10 minutes. But if you're out in the course of an hour or two, and then your body's, you know, waving the white flag, and mine does in cold weather. I'm at a point in life where I just can't handle cold weather anymore. You know, this is not terrible by any means. There's worse places in the country, of course, but there are baseball games in the spring we've called where it's been 50, 40 degrees, and you're out there. Chandler Gilbert press box, there's really no press box there. We're in the upper level, so imagine being out there for 3 hours calling a game in 50 degrees. And
right.
There's times I thought, you know, I'm going to bring a space heater with me and stay warm. This, of course, is not needed here. I'm making maybe going a tad overboard on what is actually a gorgeous night here in the East Valley off the 202. Chandler Gilbert with the 1-0 lead. Matt McCurdy, Joe Pequeno on the call, and Chandler Gilbert has done a nice job out shooting The Gauchos 3-1 so far, getting the goal from Megan Castle on the assist by Aaliyah Alvarez. Coyotes coming up back-to-back losses, tough losses against ranked teams. Phoenix College and Scottsdale. And we are taking a water break, a 1-0 water break. And while the ladies hydrate and look to dominate, Matt McCurdy and Joe Pequeno will reach out for some agua fria and cool off as well. So Bobby Boucher made his appearance on the field and hydrated both teams, and nothing like some fresh H2O. So both teams have got their water breaks in, and I think of Adam Sandler movies. I think for me it's either The Wedding Singer or The Water Boy are his two best. I mean, and Adam Sandler's got, you know, Uncut Gems. If you haven't seen that, it's more of a serious role where Adam Sandler plays kind of like a gambler per se, who owns like a diamond store. Tremendous movie. That's a movie he was actually nominated for an Academy Award and didn't win, but
really,
he was tremendous. That's a fantastic movie, and it just shows you his wide scope of acting. It's kind of like Jim Carrey. When Jim Carrey, you know, he started with Ace Ventura and, you know, The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, and then all of a sudden he's doing The Truman Show and Man Over the Moon and all these serious roles, and you realize, wow, there's more to the book than just a comedic actor, but someone who's deep and soulful and can reach down deep and do any kind of role.
Right. Absolutely.
Coyotes with a set piece from about the 40-yard out distance, and that's inside the 20, and the missed opportunity on the header on that left side. Looked like Megan was trying to race up and knock one in, but just missed it. Coyotes have done a really good job in this one. They've really controlled this one for the most part, and Glendale playing the chase game.
Yeah, I really love the energy, especially when they're on more of the offensive end and Glendale controls the ball, really coming for the attack, regaining control, and going for the shot. I mean, there's not there's not a lot of lag. Sometimes you'll see players lag or the the tiredness get to them, and we're early in the game still, but I love the energy they're bringing.
Faith Rana about to check in along with Megan Holt, as well as Aaron Brown. So I've said to Faith on numerous occasions, she looks like Amanda Siegfried, the actress who was in Mean Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was probably about a month ago. I'm like, Faith, you look like, and I just couldn't, and I'm like, Amanda Siegfried.
Yep.
Who was also in the movie Ted 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mean Girls, obviously a classic, but Faith, a great kid, a sophomore, and her time is winding down. Of course, once again, another game here on Saturday. Squads will be taking on Gateway. That game was originally scheduled at Gateway, but they're going to flip it over here to Chandler Gilbert. Aguilar Alvarez stepping in, as well as Paisley Leitzel and Van Tool checking in. Castle Martinez and Isabel Misquez checking out. Winding down to 17 minutes left in this first frame. A good one for the Coyotes.
Switch.
Great move by Leitzel. Lets it rip, and how about Randazzo getting the hands up? But what about the quality knock from about 20 yards out? A perfect strike from that right flank, and Leitzel just showing you what a great athlete she is. And she is, like, when you look at her, she just passes the eye test of looking like a D1 athlete. Tall, athletic, long strides, and right there from 20 yards out rips a point blank that Randazzo had to get the hands up to prevent a second goal from going in.
Well, that was just a great read. I mean, player on her, reading the field, great footwork and execution to flip it back around and take the shot. You know, sometimes you see players, they keep the run going off to the side and they set themselves up with a rough angle, but that was just great execution on her half.
Coyotes dominating shots, now 5-1. Really controlling this half, and Scott Smith and the coaching staff right to our left. Happy with the effort they're getting from the ladies, and Glendale heading into this one looking just a step slower. Glendale doesn't look like they have that extra energy boost. And the thing about soccer, the elite teams, reason why they're elite, obviously the skill set and great chemistry, and this one is blocked by the attacking back, working that left side and a little bump, and the shot across and wide of the far post, and a good rip by Edith Delgado. Delgado raced around and fired it off her left foot, and that was just a tremendous effort by Delgado. She has a second shot tonight, and Tatum Molly going all out. But the teams that are really good, obviously great chemistry, great athleticism, but it's when they are allowed, especially in soccer, they're given too much space, too much free room to operate. Then it's like you're basically setting yourself up for disaster. And right now the Coyotes haven't given Glendale a lot of space. I mean, Delgado had to earn that by turning the corner. But other than that, Coyotes have put a body on a body and really have made Glendale work. As we see it right now, they're dumping it back to their back row and methodically working it up the field. And Cadence Turner coming up with the chip, and Glendale heading it back. And then it's worked in that corner. Glendale keeping it alive. But it's the Coyotes. And that's an opportunity right there, gone by the wayside. That ball should have been kept in play and worked back up the other way. About to check in for Glendale, number 19, Kayla Garcia from North High in Central Phoenix. Great thing, a lot of these kids have faced each other, whether it be the club circuit or intramural soccer throughout their course of growing up here in the Arizona area. That's knocked to the middle of the field. Glendale trying to play a possession game right now and just slowly bleed the back end of the Coyotes' attacking back row. And that, Matt, that starts wearing on the mental fatigue of teams. And they're going to call that on Kendall Harris. It's going to set up a set piece for Glendale just outside the 18. A critical juncture in this one. A moment for Glendale to potentially put a good hard strike on Tatum Lally.
It looked like, Joe, on that last play, you know, Glendale, as you mentioned, kind of just playing it back and forth, a little hot potato to keep the game alive, wear out the Coyotes, and Kendall looking to really break that up and get it back out into the offensive position. But
Kayla James will rip this one, and Tatum Lally will secure it.
Good hands.
Nice job by Lally. Lally now
Positioning.
Getting into a good comfort zone as Glendale's starting to make a little more noise into this one. Just like anything else for a goaltender, you don't see any action for a while. You start getting lulled into a comfort zone, and then when you finally do have to, sometimes you get caught off guard. It's Cadence Turner giving chase middle of the field. Kendall Harris. Kendall working that right side and chips it up. Kendall Harris is a good soccer player.
Yeah.
Paisley Leitzel on that right side. Paisley dumps it back out to Aaliyah Aguilar-Alvarez. Aguilar-Alvarez keeping it alive. Kendall Harris will shoot it up. Oh, that's an opportunity right there. No one came from that left side for a potential header as Randazzo scooped it up out of the air. But a good possession, changing momentum, changing field position for the Coyotes. And, of course, eating some clock along the way. About to check in for the Gauchos right in front of us are Riley Bribicus as well as number 19, Kayla Garcia. Bribicus, product of Surprise High School, or I should say Surprise. She went to Liberty High School out in the West Valley. That Liberty football team, Open champions last year, once again making noise in the running again this year. Throw in on that right side. And Chandler Gilbert just knocks it right back out of bounds. 10:50 as the Coyotes coaches directing traffic. A 1-0 Chandler Gilbert lead. A little scrum at about the 30. Giving chase. Now work to the middle and Paisley Leitzel tracking it down. Glendale cross. Knocked away is Faith Reyna.
We get there.
And knocked out of bounds and Coyotes possession. Under 10 minutes left in this first half from Chandler Gilbert. Ladies with a 1-0 lead. Getting a goal from the captain, Megan Castle, her 4th of the year. 10 minutes into this one. Great start for the Coyotes, and about to check in Peyton Whipple as well as Ari Delgado. They're coming in and ready to get some more game action. Throwing from that left side. Aaron Brown seeing some opportunities. Aaron, a tall defender. Good look for Glendale, and that is up and in from the right side. Blistered. Glendale gets on the board. A good open shot by Jordan Olson. Jordan Olson fires it home. And you can feel, as we talked about, too much space and the Coyotes defenders on their heels a little bit. And Glendale racing by them and owning that one. And Olsen just too good of a look on that right side.
Yeah, the Gotcha's really doing a good job at that last part, keeping the pressure strong, spraying it out. And as you said, Joe, just opening themselves up, keeping the Coyotes spread out enough to really, I mean, it was really clear, wide open. They got a couple touches there and to put it in.
Paisley Lightsell putting a lot of pressure on that Gauchos attacking back row. Kendall Harris keeping alive. Delgado chips it down to Paisley Lightsell. Paisley cross right into the arms of Randazzo. Paisley, another good quality rip. Shots are piling up. 7-3 in favor of the Coyotes, but we're even at 1 apiece. Goals by Castle and Jordan Olsen. Foul call goes against the white and teal. And right now, it's imperative that Chandler Gilbert, as coaching staff of the Coyotes are pleading with the team, got to win more individual battles, and that goes down to sheer desire. You got to attack and be on a body. This is pushed up, Tina Molly. A good one hop, but that was a good rip by Luvia Ramirez. And that's kind of a scary kind of situation right there because of the field, the wetness of the course of time, and Lolly, who's such a good goaltender, able to scoop that up with no problem. Paisley Lightsell just in front of us a short time ago, really trying to impose her will in this one. Kendall Harris, great move by Harris. Leah works it over to Faith Rana. Brenly Smith giving chase in that corner. And dumps it back down to Faith. Faith works it back down to Brinley. Close again on 6 and change left in this first half. Coyotes looking to respond after Jordan Olsen with a point-blank look. Tied it at 1. This one blasted, and that is secured, and Paisley Lightsell will try to work the put back in. A lot of pressure on Randazzo, and first it started on the Leah Aguilar Alvarez big looping chip that Randazzo had to go up for and lost control of it, and Lightsell hovering almost stuck it back in to make it 2-1. But a good offensive possession by the Coyotes. And the more I've seen Paisley Lightsell in the course of tonight, is you can tell she could be in for a very exceptional sophomore year. She has to understand what kind of physicality she can impose on smaller defenders and just will her way past certain defenders with her size and strength. And we're seeing more of that tonight.
Yeah, and Joe, I mean, just her stride alone, you know, you talk about how she's got a little bit more height on the girls, but she's had to chase down quite a few balls that have been kicked a little bit far, and she gets there in solid time to get the mark and be ready for that shot. So her size alone, athleticism, you nailed it. It really puts her above the edge if she can use it right.
Yeah, should be a factor for Scott Smith and a team coming back next year. Of course, each season in junior college, the makeup of teams change because of circumstances, whether it be academics or transfers. You just never know. Every year it's something new. And Scott and his team have had to adjust. Several players they thought would be coming back from last year's team, very good players, had other ideas and other goals in mind. Kendall Harris on that right side. Kendall with the chip up in the air. Point blank opportunity, the header. That's off the mark. And Paisley Lightsell was going in for the putback, and just out of her reach. Winding down to 4 minutes left in this first half. Coyotes bench, you can hear them chirping, trying to root the ladies on. Aaliyah Aguilar-Alvarez with the rip. Aaliyah with another quality rip right there.
And you got to love.
And there's a yellow card out against Glendale. So that's going to stop the clock, and that's going to be a yellow card. And there's some discussion at the scorers table that it is against number 19, Kayla Garcia. And this is one thing, Matt, I think what the referee should do is they should go to the scorers table and let everyone know exactly who got the yellow card, right? I mean, we're assuming we don't have replays here, so we're just doing our best to judge it. But that way there's constant communication flow.
Right.
So, or if anything, yellow card and you point to the player, right? So you have that kind of acknowledgement of exactly what's going on. Free kick opportunity, set piece, and that's blasted away, but the Coyotes they'll set up a corner. We'll throw in from that side, and Coyotes trying to work it inside the 18 and blast out of bounds, but you have to like what you're seeing from the team here in this last couple minutes. They've controlled the tempo. They're making the Gauchos work, and Randazzo has been under an assault here by the Coyotes as the shots have continued to pile up.
Absolutely. Yeah, the intensity has been really great in these last few minutes.
Kendall Harris. And Kendall Harris looked like she got knocked in the face.
Yeah.
A collision along the way with Luvia Ramirez. And that's a great pass. Ramirez. How about Paisley Leitzel giving chase and Randazzo coming out of the 6 to knock that one away. And Randazzo's had a good feel for Glendale between the pipes. You can see why she's racked up so many saves. She can really control the 6, but also has a good feel of when to come out of the box and counter-attack a opposing ball handler coming right at her, trying to impose their will. And that's another shot. Leah Aguilar-Alvarez from that right flank. The shots are piling up. Coyotes with, call it 10, call it 10-3 margin, but we're even Steven at one apiece. But have done an excellent job in the last 5 minutes of controlling. Now there's a foul against the Coyotes, and the fouls.
That looks like it's going to be called. I think that was on number 27. Can't be sure. It was off that jump.
Peyton Whipple, they might have called that on Peyton, as she's now in the attacking left back area. Coyotes will get the ball back and throw it in. Trying to kill this $1:30 left and maybe find the energy to get in position. And you see Paisley Leitzel, and right now Paisley has the height differential on the opposing back row players for Glendale. So it's really about getting that opportunity. And she has it right now, and Randazzo comes out of the box. Leitzel trying to keep it alive. Pivotal moment right here. Leitzel, right side, shoots it across. Diving stop by, and this one is up and in! Ari Delgado bangs it home, and the Coyotes take a 2-1 lead. Leitzel sets it up, and Delgado rips it home, and the Coyotes living large on home turf with a 2-1 lead. Tremendous play set up by the hustle by Leitzel.
And what a great effort on the Coyotes' part. I mean, that was exactly what they needed. The coach for the Coyotes screaming for them to control the pace, and they've really come out and done that here in the last few minutes.
Delgado Romero's second goal of the year. A big one, and Leitzel with the assist. And that just came down, Leitzel outworking everyone in the field. We talked about her size, we talked about her strength, her physicality. Arguably could be the best athlete on the field every time out if she stepped on the field and was determined to do so. And that sequence imposed her will. And then it was Ari Delgado, point blank look, and Randazzo, who's been good between the pipes, had no answers. A 2-1 Coyotes lead as 18 seconds remain in the first half.
And Joe, you talk about Paisley's hustle. I mean, off that first attempt, goalie kicking it way out. She could have let it go, but she chased that ball down, and that determination, like you mentioned, is really what kept them going and got them that point. So that hustle.
And that's going to do it for the first half. And the first half ends on a positive for the Coyotes with a 2-1 lead. A Leitzel feed, and Ari Delgado Romero, freshman to freshman, get it done. Coyotes at the half, up 1. We'll take a short timeout. More to come from Chandler Gilbert. We are closing in on the second half. Megan Castle right in front of us at midfield, the captain, with a big smile on her face. Her 4th goal of the season, coming in at the 10-minute mark in the first half, and then the late goal by Ari Delgado Romero off the great feed from Leitzel. Paisley just really enforcing her will late in that half and getting by the defenders, just look quicker, faster. Those long strides look like an Amazon out there playing soccer and really controlling the pace. And that's a bright spot for the Coyotes because she's just a freshman.
Yeah.
And she's gotten better throughout this year. And she has the ability, I think she has another level in her to be as good as any player in this conference offensively because of her size and strength. Just has to believe in it, utilize it, and be determined with it. And that's the big thing. I mean, how many times, Matt, you've seen it, we've both seen it. You look at someone, you're like, oh, that kid should be dominating, right? And they're passive. The will has got to match the skill. And you can harness the skill, but can't harness the will of an athlete.
Yeah.
And if Paisley just goes out there and decides, I'm just going to own it, she's going to put up some big numbers next year.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to watch, you know, when you can see the potential, like you're saying, Joe, and we get to see that that slow motion explosion start to go and build, and we get to have front row seats to the whole thing. So it's exciting to watch when the pieces start to come together.
That cross was a beauty, and that's knocked away on the back end. Lolly was coming up, and luckily she was bookended by Carly Cush back there to knock it away. So a corner for Glendale. Start this second half. That one inside the 18, knocked away. It's going to set up another corner chance. All right, Delgado Romero thought she got a foul call. Instead, the ref is like, play on. This one pooched inside the 18. Header opportunity. Ping pongs around. Finally cleared out. Aaliyah Aguilar Alvarez. And that's taken away. Good play on the defensive end by Taylor Olness, product of Sunrise Mountain High School in the West Valley. Megan Castle having fun with the coaching staff just right in front of us. Leah Aguilar Alvarez, and that's slightly chipped by Peyton Whipple. Glendale regains control, and they chip it down the field. Worked in that right end. A one-on-one battle. Madrano knocked away. Good intense work by the Coyotes to regain possession. Winding down. 42 minutes remaining. Coyotes coaching staff telling the team to win the moments, to battle and work hard, to find the energy, the extra boost. And there's Leitzel yet again. Looked like she had the opportunity to turn it up and go DEFCON 1. Now she's in the middle of the field, and that's chipped away by Glendale. A battle ensuing with Cadence Turner in a one-on-one scrum against Ariana Chavez. Chavez from the high country, Flagstaff area. She went to Australia Foothills High School. And it's great, all these great athletes from all over getting an opportunity to play college athletics. Doesn't matter where you went to high school, you get an opportunity to continue to play your sport that you loved growing up. And to fulfill the dream of being a college athlete. And we kind of talked about, Matt, all the responsibilities with it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a lot. I mean, coming from a practice where you've been running for 2 hours or whatever your sport is, and you know, I've done a workout before, and when you work out, it's not always the easiest to use your brain and think and do homework in school and all those different tasks. So
really comes down to time management, utilizing your time wisely, and along the way trying to balance the fatigue of juggling everything. And that really, it's not just, it's life.
Yeah.
Juggling the fatigue. And Paisley Lightsell trying to split a couple defenders, and Paisley once again imposing her will and gets the ball in the Coyotes' favor. And because she was coming full throttle, if she was able to split those defenders, she might have been able to turn the corner and put some pressure on Randazzo. Randazzo has seen her share of shots. Sophomore, 5'7", from 9 Mile Falls, Washington, went to Lakeside High School in the Great Northwest, and she probably said, you know what? I've seen enough snow and cold weather in my life. I just want to warm up down in Arizona. And she was probably in for a culture shock when she got here for the summers, and it was like blistering 115, 120. So hot, she's seeing dogs outside sweat, right?
Yeah.
Knocked away, still in possession. Good crowd on hand, plenty of teal in the crowd, of course. Glendale not far, up the I-17 in the West Valley. They're bringing their share of fans to make that trek over to watch their loved ones play. That's the beauty about playing in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. The schools are virtually close, long-time rivalries, whether it's Mesa and Scottsdale, Chandler Gilbert taking on Phoenix College, or Chandler Gilbert battling Paradise Valley. Years of great traditional battles between these schools, and short little car rides away. But the bragging rights, of course, live forever. No team likes to lose to their fellow conference member. Chandler Gilbert looking for a victory over Glendale. They lost the previous one, 1-0. And showing up big tonight. Looking like the better team. And once again, Paisley Lightsell showcasing her ability. She's been a force. Anytime she's had the leather in her favor, she's imposed the physicality to win a lot of one-on-one battles and secure opportunities for her teammates. Set piece for the Coyotes, roughly midfield. This one pooched down the field. Aguilar Alvarez was trying to, Megan Castle, Megan left side, Megan shoots it up, blocked by Randazzo. Faith Rana keeps it alive for a brief second and cleared out by Glendale. Megan Castle ripped a laser, and Randazzo.
A great scoring attempt made right there, and this is really where hopefully the Coyotes pick up the pace. They're on the good end of this field and really start to make their attempts into the goal. So
Randazzo came up big right there. Castle had the point blank look. Just a little bit maybe too far on that left side. Really had to go maybe across the way to the far post to have a good opportunity, but a good quality rip, and Randazzo did just enough to keep the score at 2-1. Winding down to 36 minutes left in the first half, and a tumble on the field. And stepping up, Cadence Turner picking herself up. Cadence, a super sophomore, has been a great contributor from day one when she stepped on this campus last year. And we saw a lot of these young ladies, Megan, of course, Cadence, Faith, Leah Aguilar-Alvarez. That one knocked wide. Tatum Lally on her brief moment of pressure, but didn't have to worry about securing a good, strong look.
Looks like potentially an injury.
Trainer, yeah.
Injury on the field as we try to and a player is down for Glendale, and consoling her teammate is Luvia Ramirez as the trainer goes across the field to take a look, take a short timeout. We play on. Glendale corner kick. This one shot inside the 18, and that header is over the crossbar. Wow, good point blank look. Tremendous effort by Kayla James from Mountain Ridge High School. James, tall and athletic, put a good look onto it, and that put a scare into Tatum Lally, who's waiting between the pipes.
Good movement. It's gonna be a good run.
Leitzel on that right side. Leitzel.
Wow, she's quick.
Leitzel fires it up, and that one just a good rip from the outside. It's over the crossbar, but Paisley Leitzel just showing you her skill set now with 4 shots and continuing to make her mark on this one. And the big thing was the change of momentum on the field, the switch, allowing the back end to catch a breather, allowing Tatum Lally between the pipes to catch a moment to reset.
Exactly.
We'll bump up. Delgado Romero over to Megan Castle. Megan knocks that one right into Peyton Whipple. Isa Misquez on the miss kick, and Megan Castle takes a tumble in a battle with Taylor Olness. And this is a point right now for the younger players like Izzy Misquez has to realize, look, this is about playing tight physical soccer, and she has to be impactful on the field and just, look, make a bad pass, you just can't disappear. You gotta stay focused and know your assignment and continuing to play hard.
Absolutely.
And that's a good play by the Coyotes, clearing it out to give them an opportunity to reset. Carly Cush knocking that one out. On the throw-in, Jasmine Tafola from Carl Hayden Community High School, right in Central Phoenix. And Delgado Romero with the near intercept. Glendale keeps it alive, dumping it down that right flank. Coyotes slowly working it up. Issa, nice work to Ari Delgado Ramirez. And that's work to Megan Castle on the left side. Megan giving chase. Megan Works it across, fires it up. And how about Randazzo? Another save. But Megan with a great effort. That was a tremendous effort by Megan Castle. Great moves and the cross in and point blank, and Randazzo another good save. And once again, if that's probably maybe 4 or 5 feet right to her left, it's a 3-1 Coyotes lead.
Yeah, I gotta love the focus and lock-in from Megan. I mean, chasing that ball down, staying composed, gets a little pressure, works it back around. It was really well executed.
Brinley Smith, as well as Emily Grexa, about to check in. 31 and change left in this one. A set piece chance for Glendale on that left flank. It's going to be Kayla James as the referee has a discussion with Ari Delgado. And the whistle blows, and here we go. That's work to the middle of the field. Coyotes cleared out, do a nice job. Isa Misquez works it up. Pooch up, and Randazzo. Misquez giving chase, tries to take it away. Carly Cush. Now it's Peyton Whipple with a one-on-one battle. Glendale threading the needle. Good job by the Gauchos. Just really well-timed position passes, and their players responding by cutting to the ball. I mean, how many times, Matt, in soccer you see a great pass being made, and on the receiving end there's no anticipation and no one moving toward the ball. Glendale doing a nice job of working those 10, 15-yard pass plays and really trying to set themselves up to move toward Lally between the pipes.
No, exactly. I mean, soccer's such a teamwork sport, and if one player is in the mode but the others aren't paying attention, can't really successfully move it down the field.
Middle of the field, Isa Misquez. And it's Paisley giving chase, and now worked right into Tatum Lally. Under 30 minutes left in this one. A 2-1 Coyotes lead. And yes, a little bit chilly tonight. Probably lower 70s, maybe high 60s. So, yes, us Arizonans, we complain about the most minor things like gorgeous weather, unlike in some parts of the country.
In some parts of the country, this is a nice summer evening or summer afternoon.
A 2-1 Chandler Gilbert advantage. Delgado on the feed from Leitzel. And that's the difference in this one. Chandler Gilbert has won the shot battle, but Glendale has hung around, making some noise. And they work it back down to Randazzo, who will reset and working to her attacking middle. It's threaded up. Coyotes don't do a good job clearing it, but they clear it out to give Glendale a reset on the sidelines. On throw-in, Jasmine Tafola works it down. Coyotes bringing 3 bodies and pooching it out. And that's a play right there where that's an opportunity for the Coyotes to work the ball up the field and punch it back out. Understand kind of the play. There was no body on a body. There was moments to breathe a little bit and understand the situation. Instead, it gives Glendale a chance to reset on the sidelines.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely a little more reactive defense going on here. kicking it out rather than a little more proactive, as you're mentioning, taking the time to give their team the best successful play.
Van Tool on that back end. He's doing a nice job. But, oh, and it's Peyton Whipple taking a tumble. So, we're talking about the Coyotes taking a little time. They take the time to take a foul and goes the other way. Greska and Brinley Smith about to check in. Also about to check in for the Gauchos, Luvia Ramirez. This Glendale team, they've got a lot of firepower. Ramirez with 8 goals. Delgado with 4. Jordan Rollis with 5. Cassandra Celestino with 3. Madrano with 3. And a slew of 4 other players make that 3 with 1 apiece. So they can score from a variety of names and jerseys. Also about to check in, number 20, Isabella Colmenero, Canyon View High School out in the West Valley. Canyon View, one of the newer high schools in the valley. Beautiful campus. I mean, if you haven't been out there, it's kind of like when you go to Castile High School. It's brand new. Looks like it was just made with the latest fixtures and the latest campus designs and all the amenities and then some. That's pooched. And I'm surprised the referees, that ball was out of bounds right there. And
no call on it.
And yeah. Substitutions. Leitzel comes out, Brinley Smith comes in, Grexa comes in as well. Right now a teaching moment. It's Matt Smith talking to Izzy Miscaz. Coyotes trying to clear it out, and also we get to a point in this second half, who's got more juice in the tank?
Yeah, that's one thing, just on pure outside perspective, watching the game tonight, that first half, Coyotes really coming out strong and really putting a body on top of the Gauchos on most of the plays, making sure they squared up, played good defense and offense. A little bit slower paced in the second half, not getting as much coverage as they did in the first. So it really will, like you said, Joe, come down to those last crucial minutes where which team can really hold out and keep the pace and maintain the tempo.
Starting to get to that point, it's who's got more in the tank and who wants it more. Because at this point, both sides are tired. Legs are getting out. You're trying to find enough juice, enough will to attack or go forward or be on body. But this is where you really factor in who's going to give the other team a little too much space to make one pivotal game-changing play. Coyotes with a corner chance from Aaliyah Aguilar-Alvarez. Aaliyah so good from the corner, the sophomore, a veteran of this team, a captain, always providing sound leadership. Boots this one in. And that header just skins off the top of a Coyote player. Looks like that was Brinley Smith who had the opportunity inside the 6. But Aaliyah with a good rip, giving her teammates a chance. That's all you can ask for from the corners. Get it inside the 18. Close to the 6 as possible, where anything's a go. maybe a loose ball, put back opportunity, and all of a sudden a 2-1 lead turns into a 3-1 advantage.
Good change up here.
Faith rips that one, and that's off to the right. And Faith is a little upset with herself, knowing that shot opportunity could have been better. But once again, the hustle, the extra effort by Leah Aguilar-Alvarez setting up that opportunity. Coyotes looking for that 4th win of the season after going through the gauntlet of losses to Phoenix College and Scottsdale. Glendale coming off a hard loss to Pima, 2-1 at home. And you look at the West, Phoenix College 12-1, Pima and Scottsdale 11-2, and Glendale 7-6. Phoenix and Glendale would meet in the first round of the playoffs, and Pima and Scottsdale. And now we will take a water break at the 21-minute mark remaining in this second frame. Coyotes going to hydrate so they can finish off and try to dominate and try to secure their 4th win. While they hydrate, we'll take a break. Over there. 21 minutes left. We're about to check Matt McCurdy's blood pressure to make sure hypothermia is not checking in. It's not that cold, but it is a little nippy tonight after being out here a while. Meanwhile, Russ Lewis has got his golf shirt on, and he's feeling great. He's like, he's handling with ease. It's us warm weather Lovers just can't handle the most brisk temperatures. And Matt, I'll be the first to admit, I just can't handle cold weather anymore. I just can't. It's like right now I wish I would have brought a jacket with me. I'm not miserable, but it's like, it'll take me, as soon as I get in my car, the heat's going on.
Right.
And I'll get home and I'll put a nice warm shirt on. Winding down in 20 minutes. Gauchos coming on that right side. Battle in the corner. Medrano centers it. Oh, that was a good chance for Glendale. Not able to get to it was Edith Delgado, who's got 3 shots on goal in this one. Glendale really controlling this, and this little pooch. Tatum Lally secures it. And that was a good rip from the outside by the Gauchos. Putting pressure on that right flank, Taylor Olness.
The Gauchos coming out strong after that water break with a good attack. Looking really solid and making the Coyotes defense really work in that right after that break.
It's really about imposing wills right now. Of course, Glendale's got a lot to play for.
Oh, that's look good.
Paisley Lightsell on that outside. Paisley fires it across, and Paisley, Randazzo's there yet again. And Lightsell, gotta love the aggressiveness of that kid. Paisley Lightsell, just a bullet from the outside. Now with 5 shots on the night. And from where she started this season, kind of like, freshman on campus, maybe not a little unsure of herself, she's not that kid anymore. She's evolved into a dynamic offensive force. This one's ripped it by Leah Aguilar-Alvarez, wide of the near post. But a good offensive possession by the Coyotes, killing time and staying on that end of the field and making Randazzo work.
Some great attempts made.
And Leah Aguilar-Alvarez has really got a good shot. She can, short in stature, but she really has a good, strong leg and can rip shots from a lot of good angles. Goes the other way. Thrown by Carly Cush.
Good move.
Leah Aguilar-Alvarez tries to split a couple defenders. Leah giving chase. And that's knocked out of bounds. $17 and change. Scott Smith directing traffic on his back end. Making sure that his attacking back row knows exactly where they're at, and rightfully so, because this is a point in the contest. Free space means good looks and comfortable opportunities for the opposing team. Carly Cush, little pooch up the field. Ari Delgado now attacks. Ari, her goal is the difference in this one. Her second of the year on the great feed from Lightsell. Under 17 minutes left. Coyotes lost the first matchup against Glendale 1-0. This time they're looking to turn the table. Edith Delgado getting some instructions from her coaching staff briefly on the sidelines. Grexa tries to work it across. That's fired up the field.
Good position.
Right side.
Oh.
Coming up, Carly Cush. Cush will blast it long and wide. And another shot from the outside by Leitzel. But a good offensive position by the Coyotes. Continuing to work, continuing to bleed the clock.
They're doing a great job in this last 15 minutes, 20 or so, 15 minutes to control this offensively.
2-1 contest, but this is easily one of the best looking offensive teams that the Coyotes have put on the field this season. Cadence Turner. And a tuffle against Cassandra Celestino, who wanted a foul and didn't get it. Walked up slowly.
1v1 right now.
Gauchos working that pyramid up the field. Ari Delgado putting a tight body on. That's what you want to see. No looseness at this point. Almost a sliding tackle by Kendall Harris. This one's pooched out for a brief second. Glendale keeps it alive. Shot from the flank. Being chased down, and then that will go out of bounds as Medrano was giving it a hard effort. And right now you can hear Scott Smith directing traffic to his attacking back row to make sure they know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
His frustrations, he feels that a couple of his players are not really knowing where to be or to be in the right place at the right time. And this is money time in the game. They have to know where they have to be at this point.
Absolutely.
Glendale is getting some space. In that last possession, they got some free space. And that's booted up the field.
And
Paisley Leitzel ripping across. Faith Rana working that middle. Paisley lets it go. Rip over the crossbar. Yet again. Paisley. Gotta tell you, it's really fun watching her evolve into this kind of player. Just a force on that outside where she can outrace the competition. It's going to be exciting to see her, Ari Delgado, next year, and as sophomores, getting stronger, faster, and what they can build around. What midfielders they can build onto the team that will come in with the onus of being impactful, not just coming on and being out, but just stepping on the field and having the confidence to come out and just be a force on the soccer field. And if they can find those kind of dynamic forces that can really impose their will and have the ability to work the corners and grade on the cross and give Ari a shot in the middle or Leitzel out front inside the 18. Lally point blank denied. Lally.
Defensively, we want you in the middle.
Good save by Lally.
And we've talked about, Joe, going back to what you're just talking about, the best teams in this conference are the ones that stay proactive, are aggressive, and really take the game to the player, to the ball, and control the pace. And so as these athletes go, look, there's once again some great hustle from Paisley, just chasing that ball down. But as the team evolves, as you're saying, and these players really start to come into their game and go in attack mode, it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see where they'll take their team and where they'll take their personal game as well.
And you can tell right now, Paisley looks like the best conditioned athlete on the field. She has that burst, and she's just outrunning people to the ball. And when you can do that late in a match, late in a pitch, you're setting up golden opportunities either for herself or for her teammates.
Right.
And face it, doesn't matter what angle she's been shooting from. Every shot she's ripped has been a hard knock. Couple, of course, over the crossbar, but she has really just shown her evolution from when she first stepped on this campus. The confidence is growing.
Right. Well, we've seen that with some of the other teams that we we broadcast for, the volleyball team, to take note. You know, when certain players really start to come into their game and elevate and bring the game, the other team members follow, and their game improves as well because they have to match that level of intensity if they're going to succeed.
Glendale methodically working those 15-yard passes we talked about. That's a good crossover move, but Carly Cush takes it away. But not enough of a clear out there, and a body tangle as Peyton Whipple hits the turf pretty hard. Leah Aguilar-Alvarez, Megan Castle does a nice job for a split second. Now they dump it back down to the attacking back row, where Glendale will regroup. And Devaney Navarro is about to check in for Glendale. Right side, Karami Hernandez. And the Coyotes are okay. They're okay with Glendale knocking it back to their back row. Gives their whole team a moment to regroup, reset. Allows that back row to really focus in on this final 9 minutes and change to try to secure a victory. Megan Castle
on the chase.
It'll fall inside the box, but stop running up and leaving her 1v1 to get behind.
Don't shred it up. We told you multiple times, do it right.
And right now, Scott Smith and the coaching staff having deep conversations with the back row.
Hey, it's not one of you doesn't, like, if you're tight, then she's that.
Expectations right now for good execution, paramount for the team. They're on the verge of potentially picking up a fourth win, and that involves locking it down. Whipple lets it go. Whipple and Randazzo with the diving stop. Whipple with a good hard knock, and Randazzo. Shots piling up for the Coyotes. 15. Not all in net, but a good amount of them are. And Randazzo has been good between the pipes. Leah Aguilar-Alvarez.
Good chase down.
Paisley Leitzel in that corner. Coyotes earned that opportunity, and it started with Leah. Leah has a really high soccer IQ. She knows how to set her teammates up, and she knows when to take good quality rips, and that was just a little pooch in the corner, just allowing Leitzel and her athleticism to go chase it down. And once again, the Coyotes continue to maintain possession that is on that sideline. Faith ran a little bit of a battle, a little tussle right there, and Faith getting pushed around a little bit. And now a yellow card is coming out. And that's going to be against Glendale. And that's going to be against Luvia Ramirez, their star player. And the referee will draw it up in the book. But once again, this should be a situation where referees converge, one of them comes to the table and lets everyone know. That's how simple it should be. About to check in, Devaney Navarro.
Hey, find a way to finish one right now. Sell out.
From La Jolla Community High School. Corner kick, the boot, headed out by the Gauchos. Couple head knocks. Gauchos trying to turn the field. Kendall Harris. Kendall Harris gets bumped, and that's no question a foul. Easy foul call against Cassandra Celestino from Yonker High School. Celestino, a part of a Yonker team that played Seton Catholic in the postseason a couple years back.
Range.
And how about that right there, Randazzo? Off the chip, had to jump out of the 6 to secure that. Carly Cush keeps it alive. Great job. Works it to Castle. Castle, the whiff on the pooch up.
And Gotcha's really looking to try and get that down to the other end so they can take some attempts.
Ari Delgado doing a nice job. She takes the tumble there. And that's going to be a yellow card, and that's going to be against Edith Delgado. And Delgado so now the referees are going to talk about so now the coach also got a yellow card.
Like it's worth the yellow for you. Are you? Whatever your instinct is. Stop.
Why would we be hurrying? Is that a dumb question? My word.
So right now, the whistle has not blown action, so Coyotes booted the ball down the field. Now the head ref is getting things in order. And we are about to refrain, or I should say, get back going after Van Tool knocked it down the field. Rana, Aguilar Alvarez, left side. Megan, opportunity. Oh, just knocked away. Rana giving chase. Cush knocks it out of bounds. Some changes coming in for Glendale. Navarro, as well as number 19, Kayla Garcia. Can the Coyotes kill the final 5 minutes and change? Can Leitzel, who's been so good in this one, finally knock one in? She's been on the doorstep numerous times. She's on the other side of the field as this one's pooched up. Cush surveilling the field, and we'll throw it in. Aaliyah.
Good spot.
It's worked in the middle. All right, Delgado hustling to keep the ball in the Coyotes' favor. Now it's Carly Cush doing the same. Ari there yet again. Still the effort by Ari and Carly Cush. Great efforts. Peyton Whipple on that back end. That ball was out of bounds, but some leniency by Glendale on that far sidelines. 4 and change. Now we get interesting. Now it's money time. Coyotes. Megan Castle knocking that one out of bounds from Karami Hernandez. Glendale, of course, feeling the urgency.
You can definitely feel Glendale trying to push it down the way, really take some attempts and get some shots out. Hopefully put a point on the board so they can tie this up.
Glendale getting some space. All right, tries to work it up. Glendale keeping it alive. Knocked out of bounds. Throw-in opportunity. Hernandez from Phoenix area, West Point High School.
Coyotes are going to need to be vigorous here, really staying on their players, keeping the ball out from away from the posts, and hopefully get it back on the other end of the field.
This one chipped across. Coyotes shot is up right into Tatum Lolly's arms. And that was a quality boot by Kayla Garcia. Garcia gave it a rip. And Lolly came up with a save. 3 minutes left. Coyotes trying to change the field as Jordan Olson, who scored the first goal for the Gauchos, about to check back in. Olson, a sophomore from Mountain Ridge.
Paisley chasing it down.
Paisley putting pressure on, getting applauded by the coaching staff, and that's what you do. You're putting pressure on, and what did she just do? She ate up clock, and right now, Glendale has to work it up from their back end because of the pressure Leitzel put on the defensive unit. Worked out of bounds. Jordan Olson back in the game. Throw in. Knocked out of bounds. And Jordan Olson, that first goal for Glendale, showed her ability to strike.
Good placement.
And certainly Glendale wants to make sure that Olson gets an opportunity. And the Coyotes giving her some space from that right side. Now Megan Castle's putting a body up. Good work by the Coyotes, working up the field. Now we're down to $1:30 left. Randazzo has to move fast. Glendale can't afford to waste time. Shoots it up the field.
And that was great hustle from
How
Kendall.
about Peyton Whipple taking it away? Whipple fires it across. Faith Rana keeps it alive. Rana shoots it around. Leitzel giving chase. Leitzel, little pooch, and Randazzo out of the air yet again. Randazzo has probably robbed Paisley Leitzel of about 3 goals tonight. But a great job by the Coyotes keeping this alive. Castle on that left corner. Splits a couple defenders. Castle just ran out of juice at the very end. That's a play like there we talked about.
Yeah.
A lot of people looking instead of assisting on that play, coming over.
Bring the bodies down, take the attempt.
28 seconds left. Olson scored the first
space.
goal, coming up on the right flank. Picked up, crossing pass. Cadence Turner knocks it away briefly. Glendale trying to keep it alive. And a foul call against Glendale. A shove by Isabella Colmenero.
And that might have been a really crucial call right there because Glendale was
And that's
going to
do it. The Coyotes get their 4th win of the year, avenging an early 1-0 loss to Glendale by the count of 2-1. They get goals from Megan Castle and Ari Delgado Romero on the feed from Leitzel. And the ladies pick up their 4th win of the year. And Megan Castle, the captain, can savor this one tonight. And Tatum Lally doing a great job between the pipes as these two teams will now shake hands and share some good sportsmanship. And the Coyotes will play one final game, taking on Gateway here on Saturday. That game was moved from Gateway to here, and the men's will also play here. We'll take a short time out. We'll get some post-match interviews coming up right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Megan. Megan.
I told Cody already too that I was that do that game, so he was like, just drop it. Alrighty, thanks, sir.
Ari. Ari. Ready?
Yeah. I'm a little bit sweaty.
It's okay. Paula, whenever you're ready. P. Paulo. And we welcome you back to the campus of Chandler Gilbert, where the Coyotes outlast Glendale by the count of 2-1. The captain here, Megan Castle, gets the Coyotes on the board first with a goal on the 10-minute mark. And Megan, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
And your thoughts on getting a much-needed win after the couple back-to-back losses and avenging an early season loss to Glendale.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, you work all season to try and win out, and obviously it didn't go the way we wanted this season, and just feels good to know that our hard work still paid off, even if we didn't make it to the playoffs.
There was a lot of hard work and effort and determination, and the shot disparity in this one was heavily in the favor of the Coyotes. And talk about the offensive fluidity of this team tonight. It just seemed like you guys were more crisp. The offense was going, a lot more shots, and probably one of the best offensive games of the year for the team.
Yeah, I just think our confidence finally, just in a team and ourselves, and you know, it takes time, it takes having a relationship with your team, and I honestly think that we just worked so hard all season, and I'm just glad it finally paid off.
For you, a captain, your time's winding down. Only
I
one
know.
more game left
I
on
know.
Saturday. It's officially now here. It was supposed to be at Gateway, but it'll be here
Home
on campus,
game.
and but you'll be the road team. That's how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on playing your final home game here on the campus of Chandler Gilbert, and what playing here at Chandler Gilbert's meant for you?
You know, it's super bittersweet because I don't know what the future holds for me. I'm still trying to figure that out. The last couple of games I've just been saying, like, you never know when it's going to be your last, and that's been my mentality. And I'm definitely not ready for it to be my last, but I just want to give it my all and look back and have no regrets.
There you go. That is the captain. Megan Castle scores her fourth goal of the season in a 2-1 victory over the Gauchos. Great night, kiddo. And if you can, tell Ari to slide on over to us as well.
Sounds good.
Short timeout, stick and stay. More to come from Chandler Gilbert.
Those are sweaty.
And we welcome you back to Chandler Gilbert. A victorious night for the Coyote soccer team, knocking off the Gauchos by the count of 2-1. Here with the freshman who scored the game winner, and Ari Delgado Romero. And Ari, how great does it feel to snap the losing streak and to get the victory over the Gauchos?
It feels good. I mean, we wanted it, so we just had to show that we did, and we wanted it more than the other team.
Okay, so you got the go-ahead goal. Walk us through that play on the great setup by Paisley Leitzel.
Well, I mean, Paisley did make the really good run, but I was supposed to be in there earlier, but I didn't make the run because I was just a little too tired. But luckily, I forgot who it was, but someone fought it, like, in the second post because the goalie slipped it through, and I just got the rebound right in front, so I just shot it in. I just knew it had to go in, so. Yeah,
your second goal of the season. And how, as you kind of think about your first year on campus, how is Ari Delgado Romero now compared to when you first stepped on this campus?
I definitely think I grew stronger. Obviously, I also enjoy being with the girls, so I think I've been open more, and playing with them makes me want to do better. So I think I've been getting there. I had to get the routine going.
So Gateway here on Saturday. Last time you guys played them, you beat them 7-0. Gateway has struggled, and that's game is going to be here. It was originally going to be at Gateway, but got moved here. You guys will officially be the road team, even though it's your home field.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on taking on Gateway, maybe sweeping them and ending the season strong?
Yeah, we want to get as many goals as we can in there. So as long as we play as we did right now, I'm pretty sure we'll get even more than what we did last time. So
That's great. R.A. Delgado Romero, game winner. Keep it locked and loaded. We're going to talk to Paisley Lightsell and Tatum Lally before this night wraps up right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Chandler Gilbert here with the goaltender extraordinaire Tatum Lally as the Coyotes pick up the 2-1 victory over Glendale. Got dicey at the end, but you guys get the victory. And how nice was this one as you guys look to end the season strong?
It was great. It was really good to, get a win in the books, and we're hoping for another one this Saturday as well.
Yeah, you talk about this one, and of course Gateway's next, but this one, how satisfying, because you lost at Glendale earlier this season by the count of 1-0, and to kind of turn the tide and to beat a team that's going to the postseason and maybe sending a little bit of a message to them and to the rest of the league that no matter who you guys play at the course of the end, you're going to play hard to the very end.
We just had to set the record straight that you got lucky that one game, and unfortunately we came back and we got the win. It doesn't matter how we start off the season, it matters how we end the season.
For you coming into tonight, your time's winding down on campus. You only have one more match with the matchup against Gateway on Saturday. Your thoughts of your time winding down and playing for Scott Smith and the Coyotes, and Tatum, what's that meant to you?
It's been a ride. I've had a lot of fun with these girls. I love my coach. He pushes me to be the best I can be. The girls and everyone here will always strive and want you to be the best that you can be. And it's just a lot of fun to see how these girls grow throughout the season and just see the growth as a team together.
Gateway on Saturday. You beat them the first time around. You pitched a shutout on that one, 7-0. You got 2 goals from Brinley Smith, 6 players scored. Your thoughts of going in there, taking that win, and just trying to end the season strong and build some positive memories for the youngsters that are going to be returning for next season?
Yeah, we're just looking forward to, really taking it to them. We never say anything's easy. We never say that we're guaranteed a W, but we're going to play our hardest, and we're going to keep up that effort and all of the strength that we've came through.
That is Tatum Lally, goaltender extraordinaire. Another great night, only allowing 1 goal under a barrage of shots, and secures the victory as the Coyotes pick up their 4th win. We're going to talk to Paisley Lightsell and wrap things up from Chandler Gilbert. Keep it locked, keep it loaded on the campus of Chandler Gilbert on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. So the Coyotes, unfortunately, Paisley Lightsell is in the middle of a conversation where the mother won't be joining us, but the Coyotes do get the victory, winning by the count of 2-1 for their 4th win of the year. They'll take on Gateway here on Saturday. Of course, they will be the visiting team as that game was rescheduled originally at Gateway, and the men will also take on the Geckos as well. We appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. For Paulo Hutchison in the live stream, Russ Luce, and the great athletic people in the athletic department who do so much for the athletes and allow us to live stream all these great athletes and all the great athletes that come to this campus. I am Joe Pequeno. Good night for the ladies getting the 2-1 victory. The men on the other side, a hard-fought loss. We appreciate you watching. This has been a presentation of Chandler Gilbert Athletics.